ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पाद शङ्करं लोकशङ्करम्। शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। समस्तजनकल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरम्। वेदो नित्यमधीयताम् तदुदितं कर्म स्वनुष्ठीयताम् तेनेशस्य विधीयताम् अपचितिः काम्ये मतिस्त्यज्यताम् पापौगपरिधूयताम् भवसुखे दोषोऽनुसन्धीयताम् आत्मेच्छा व्यवसीयताम् निजगृहात् तूर्णं विनिर्गम्यताम् संगः सत्सु विधीयताम् भगवतो भक्तिर्दृढादीयताम् शान्त्यादिपरिचीयताम् दृढतरम् कर्माशु सन्त्यज्यताम् सद्विद्वानुपसृप्यताम् प्रतिदिनं तत्पादुकासेव्यताम् ब्रह्मैकाक्षरमर्त्यताम् श्रुतिशिरो वाक्यं समाकर्ण्यताम् वाक्यार्थश्च विचार्यताम् श्रुतिशिरः पक्षः समाश्रीयताम् दुस्तर्कात् सुविरम्यताम् श्रुतिमतः तर्कोऽनुसन्धीयताम् ब्रह्मास्मीति विभाव्यताम् अहरहर गर्वपरित्यज्यताम् देहोऽहम् अधिरुज्यताम् बुधजनैः वादपरित्यज्यताम् क्षुद्व्याधिश्च चिकित्स्यताम् प्रतिदिनं भिक्षौषधं भुज्यताम् स्वाद्वन्नं न तु याच्यताम् विधिवशात् प्राप्तेन सन्तुष्यताम् शीतोष्णादिविषह्यताम् न तु वृथा वाक्यं समुच्चार्यताम् औदासीनमपीप्स्यताम् जनकृपा नैष्ठुर्यमुत्सृज्यताम् एकान्ते सुखमास्यताम् परतरे चेतः समाश्रियताम् चेतः समाधीयताम् पूर्णात्मा सुसमीक्ष्यताम् जगदिदं तद्भाति तं दृश्यताम्. Up to that we saw. This is the last part of this beautiful composition. Gurudev has said beautifully, what we meet in life is what is known as destiny. How we meet is our free will. In Sanskrit, the word prarabdha is there and purushartha. We are product of our own past. What we have done from the day of our birth till today decide who we are. Your profile, your personal profile. When you are applying for the job, you write all those things. I was born here. This is where I grew up. This is what I read. This is what I did. That's your personal profile. But your spiritual profile does not begin there. Your spiritual profile begins way, way beyond before that. What you did in the past birth. You can't write that because you don't know. But there is a spiritual profile which we all have, which decides who we are at this present moment. Pretty much what we have studied, what we have done has given us a particular status or wealth or position, profession, everything. But the quality of the mind is not decided by what you have done in this birth alone. It is a product of so many different things which we have done in so many different lives. And only a part of it we are experiencing now. It is like when you go to a restaurant, there are so many different items they have prepared. But what you order is only maybe 1/100th of what they have done. Right? You cannot eat everything that is prepared there. You may, but you don't usually. Only a part of it. and you enjoy or suffer whatever it is. In the same way, we have so many things that are done. What we are now presently experiencing is only a fraction of it. And because it has already started, this physical body itself is a product of what we have done in the past. Prakarshena arabdhatvat prarabdham idi uchyate. Because it is already started, which you cannot stop it. Prakarshena, very well. Arabdhatvat, started. Therefore, tasmat, prarabdham, it is called prarabdha. Pra-arabdha, it is already started. So, what we are today, it is not just because of what we did yesterday or what we did in this life. It is decided by what we have been doing so long. So, this, what we are presently now, we have to go through. If you say, I don't want to go through the experiences of what now I am going through, I don't want, it will be postponed to tomorrow. But you will have to experience. Because what I have done in the past will only come to me and not to anybody else. If the law is, I do something and you become a victim of my actions, there will be a total chaos everywhere. So God has made a very logical system. You do it and you experience it. If this present circumstance is not suitable for you to experience it, then we will create a circumstance where you will experience it. If not this birth, next birth. Now, this you need not believe. I mean, I'm not saying you should believe what scripture says or what I say or anybody else says. You just think about it. What else could be the reason for variety? Same household, 4 people will totally differently think about the same situation. Your own children, whom you have fed and you have educated, those who have lived in the same culture and same kind of environment, totally opposite they think. What could be the reason? They carry your own DNA. They carry everything that is you have passed on, but their thinking is different. Their behavior is different. Their value system is different. Their purpose is different. Their pursuit is different. Profession is different. Perception is different. Right? So what makes an individual individual? Bhagavan Krishna says, 16th chapter, if you have good qualities, you will get released. If you have bad qualities, you will get bound. Daivi sampat vimokshaya nibandhaya asuri mata. If you have good qualities, obviously you will slowly get released from yourself, from all the misunderstanding. If you are negative about yourself and everything, you just bind yourself. It's like taking a rope and binding yourself and then shout to the world, oh please somebody release me. Hey, you are only doing this. We think that world is binding us and therefore we blame the world. Vedanta says no. World is only a field. You are the player. You don't play well and you get caught. So here, prarabdha is, don't blame it. Oh, prarabdha hai, kya kare? It is you only did it. Why you blame anybody else? And Gurudev therefore says, you cannot help but meet it. But how you meet? That is where your knowledge comes. That is called Purushasya Artha, your self-will. Purushartha. How you meet the given situation is your choice. What you meet is not your choice. 24 hours a day is not anybody's choice. But what we do in 24 hours is our choice. Getting hungry or not getting hungry, is it your choice? Think about it. Tell me. Now, I don't want to get hungry. You cannot decide that. Because that is the prarabdha of this physical body. Physical body has got its own nature. Whether you like it or not, it will. It's not by choice you get hungry. By choice you don't get hungry. Choicelessly you get hungry. What you eat is your choice. 24 hours is not your choice. Being a man or a woman is not, okay, that is also nowadays possible. But usually that is not your choice. Which parents you have to be born, that is not your choice. What brother you should have, that is not your choice. Wife, that is of course your choice. Sometimes it is not. Husband, it's not your choice. Children, that is not your choice. So what choice you have? Whether it should rain or shine, that is not your choice. What others, how others should behave, that is not your choice. So if you look at what choice we have is how we meet. Very few things we can really choose. You choose your friends. You choose your profession maybe. You choose what to do during the day. You choose how to think. These are the things which we should decide. And these choices, if we don't do it, then don't blame others. So here Shankaracharya says that prarabdha you have to meet. So as I said, this is only a part of the whole thing that you accumulated over many, many lives. So what you have accumulated as a whole, complete for so many lives, it is called sanchitam, or it is called collected. Sanchitam, samyak chitam. Chitam means to collect. Sanchaya, to collect, to save. So, what is collected already? Sanchita karma. What is already in action? Prarabdha. And now in this life what you do, which also get accumulated later on, it's called agami. Agamishriti. What will you be doing? So at any given point of time, we have three things working on us. The total collection of actions you have done, a part of which is now working on you, and how you face it and what you do with that. These three are in there. The total collection, sanchita, which is already now it is coming into action, prarabdha, and how you meet and what you do with that, agami. This theory of karma explains to us that we are responsible for who we are and what we will be. This is why Hinduism is pretty much about individual growth. God only helps you to grow. The idea of God, the worship of God, the prayer to God, or meditation, etc. makes you grow, and it is your choice. Not many other religious beliefs will accept that. Because we have to be responsible for that. If I do whatever you want, God, you should take care of it. Right? Then why are we given something in between your ears? You can be any animal. They don't have any choice. Why are you given something called brain, thinking? So therefore, here in the next two lines, he gives this idea. Prakarma pravilapyatam chidibalat napyuttarai slishyatam. Prakarma, past karmas, pravilapyatam, face them. That is, understand, you will have to go through many further experiences beyond this life. Be ready. What you are presently going through is to be done by you. And next line it will say that. Next two words, parts. So now he is talking about prakarma, accumulated actions of the past. You must be ready to face them. Chidibalat, by the force or the strength of your own mind, na api uttarai slishyatam. Don't be anxious about what's going to happen. Gurudev used to say, there are only two dissipations of our energy. Actually three, but let us say two. Worried about the past, anxiety about the future. These are the two definite channels of our dissipation of energy. Mind gets exhausted by these two. What you have done in the past, this life or previous life, whatever it is, you cannot avoid but meet. Some of them are you are already meeting now. But don't become too worried about that. Because Bhagavan Ramana Maharshi says, a simple solution to this is, ask this question, who is suffering? Immediately say, I am suffering. Oh, okay. Who is this I am you are referring to? I? Who is this? Me? Okay, me means what you are referring to as son of so-and-so or daughter of so-and-so, right? This idea of that I, so long as it is narrow, suffering is more. The narrow understanding of yourself, narrow comprehension or idea of yourself makes you suffer more and more. Where you broaden your perception of yourself, I am not this physical body alone. I am much beyond this. Is it not true? Even as the physical body is going through certain suffering, if your mind is stronger, you will face it. You will be able to face or bear the pains of the physical body if your mind is strong. Your determination is more. The emotions of regrets, disappointments, sorrows can be better faced if your intellect is very strong, if you have a vision of life. Sorrows and disappointments and dejections and mishaps in the world is, nobody can avoid this. I have to go through this. So your intellect is strong and understand the logic behind these inevitabilities, then you will be able to face it much better. While you become further up into the spiritual nature, even the death of this physical body is not of any great sorrow. So at what level you are facing it is very important. If you are only at the physical level, your identification, every moment is a pain. Heat and cold. So let us say that you are going to Alaska. It will be cold. Can you change it? No. What you will do? Wear the required warm clothes. But you want to enjoy the beauty of these Alaskan mountains, etc. Knowing that as your experience you want to have, you don't mind being in the cold. Why? Because your mind wants it. When the mind is ready, physical body's pain and pressure you can bear. In the same way, you are intellectually convinced ups and downs of your emotional life you can bear. When the spiritually one is advanced, even the disappearance of this physical body is considered as a mere event. So, pra-karma, what is yet to be fructified by you in many lives, may I face it. In this present life, I am a human. Therefore, I may have a choice of facing. But in next life, I don't know what I am going to be. That's why in Mukundamala very beautifully he says, such a beautiful statement. Yatyad bhavyam bhavad bhagavan purva karmana rupam edat prartyam mama bahumatam janma janmantarepi. Oh Lord, let me face whatever has to happen in my life, this life or many lives, this you give me as your blessing to me. Yatyad bhavyam bhavad bhagavan purva karma anurupam, according to the past action. Edat prartyam, this is my prayer. Mama bahudam vadam janma janmantarebi, in many lives let me have this. Prakarma pravilapyadam chidibalat napyuttare slishyatam. Don't you be anxious about what is yet to be coming. Our mind's dissipation is for sure when we have become too anxious. That's what you call anxie. Yesterday I was talking to these youngsters, how to pack for the college. I said pack means 3-4 words. Personal, academic, community and knowledge. This is what you have to pack. Anyway, so you have to get ready because they may be anxious about going to the university, living alone and cooking alone, all those things. Yes, get ready. By anxiety, you are not going to achieve anything. Na api uttare slishyatam. Therefore, don't be anxious about what is yet to come. By being anxious, neither it is not going to happen. Not being anxious, you are not going to be preparing yourself about what you are going to happen, what is going to happen. So, be aware, be available, be strong. Swamiji, it is easy to say, but very difficult to practice. Yes, every practice requires its own quota of exertion. Every practice needs certain amount of exertion. Exerting your size is called exercise. Any exercise is a pang, it's a pain, no doubt. But if you want to enjoy the benefit of it, you have to do it. Otherwise, you'll be called road roller. And then everybody else has to suffer along with you. If you have to enjoy a healthy life, then there's a certain amount of exertion is necessary. So, don't not to be anxious. Napyuttare shlishyatam. Now he says in the next 2 verses, he says how to meet the what is Prarabdham tviha bhujyatam atipara brahmatmanasti yatam. Now, prarabdha means what is already started, you have to experience. Bhujyatam. Go through that. Bear it. This physical body, as it is being, carrying on with, you are carrying on with this, after some time it will lose its nature, it will lose its strength, etc. Bear it. Not only that, people around you, some people may listen, some people may not listen, some people will be working with you, some will be working against you. So many things will happen in your life. Nobody can decide what is going to happen. So the whole idea of Vedanta is to create a strong individual who never gets disappointed and dejected in life. And that is what is called freedom. Nobody can give it to you. We have to decide that. It's our birthright. Prarabdham tviha bhujyatam. Therefore, take it on your way. Take it along with you. Prarabdhaya samarpitam swavapuhu iti esha manisha mama. Bhagavan Shankaracharya says, an individual who has grown spiritually does not complain about what happens to him, because he knows that this he has to go through. If you postpone it today, tomorrow it will come. If you want to postpone it in this life, next life it will come in plenty, because we have to learn lessons from our own actions. Life is a teacher. Lessons first, teaching later. First the lessons are taught. Then you say, oh, I learned it. Good. If you never learn from your own mistakes, then it will come in more installments. So the whole process of learning, if one doesn't want to learn at all, then obviously one has to come back to do this. See, like when I don't graduate, I'm not a graduate. I have to go back and study again. Until you finish your required amount of exertion and working, then you graduate. Similarly here in life, until we learn, lessons will be repeated. You may get away from one person, the same situation will come through another person. This wife I didn't like, I'll divorce. Okay, next one will come plenty, in double quantity she will come. Make you realize what this woman's power is. You through her and I will do. You may probably, have a fighting with, if you fought with your own subordinates in school, in your workplace. You don't like them, the way they behave or the way they do things. You didn't like your own members and your own team. Good. Your son will exactly behave like that. Then what will you do? You cannot throw him out. So at home, if it is not at work, it will be at home. That's why we are like dogs, Why people like pet? Because they don't react. They will just take it along. Anyway, here Bhagavan Shankaracharya says, Prarabdha, whatever is already started, you have to face it. Prarabdham tvihabhujyatam. And only when that ego in us, which is going through the suffering of the past actions, and the result of the actions of the past in the present moment, and what we are going to do, which will get accumulated in the future, the ego is the one which is suffering through all these things. The ego, the individual I, which is so closed and narrowed in itself. When that is attenuated, when that diminishes, Ata para brahmatmana asti yatam. Then one realizes, I am pure Brahman, the pure soul, and my disguised nature is that which is suffering. My superficial nature is what is going through the suffering. My preconceived notions and a mere appearance of me as a limited individual is the one which is suffering here. My own true nature is ever pleasant and peaceful. Ata para brahmatmana asti yatam. Establish and remain yourself as the Supreme Self. So, these are the advices Shankaracharya has given to us. 40 advices. And we need to recognize that all these are for our personal growth only. It's not about anybody else. Starting saying that you must study the scriptures daily to keep yourself very positive in your life. Vedo nityamadiyatam, Bhagavad Bhakti, doing your karma, all those things he enumerated there, to end here in saying that finally you remain as a pure self. If that establishing oneself as a pure self takes place, everything else will be taken care. When we consider ourselves as a narrow, single, individual suffering soul, the suffering never ends. That's why it's sadhana. It's called sadhana. It's a spiritual practice. Here there is no particular mention about any god, any worship, any ritual, because it's not about that. It's about personal growth. So I consider it as steps in spirituality. Various steps you have to take. So that is how his 40 different advices he gave. And we are eternally grateful to such masters who have understood the life in its clear depth and has given us correct guidance. Guru Parampara system, that called GPS, necessary for us to finally reach our destination. So that is what we should understand out of this. And then from the next Sunday we will start the Guru Stotram. Guru Stotram is from Guru Gita. It is a set of verses on Guru. And we chant usually in our all gatherings, so we will see the meaning of it from the next Sunday. Okay. Om sarve bhavantu sukhinah, sarve santu niramayah, sarve bhadrani pashyantu, ma kaschid dukkhabhat bhavet. Om shanti shanti shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.